All right, I assume that I'm recording this over the weekend, so I'm assuming that we are on to histograms starting Wednesday and Thursday. Although if the mean, median, and mode went really smoothly, we would go on to histograms. I would think a lot of this is blah, 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 is a summary from fourth grade, but I am not sure. So, anyways, we are going on to histograms. In histograms, categorize data into intervals and display the data using a histogram. Analyze and interpret data from histograms. All right, let me explain that. So a histogram is a bar graph of frequency table. There's going to be a range of values. Let's look at this one. The number of points that 24 students scored for a mathematics exam is shown below. How can we organize the data? There are a lot of numbers here, but some are close to each other, so I will group them. If I group them, I see that the lowest amount is between 60 and 69, 60 to 69. And then I could do another group, 70 to 79. 80 to 89, and 90 to 99. So now, knowing that, how many are between 60 and 69? There's 1, 2. So I will add 2. How many between 70 and 79? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Wow, there's 8. How many between 80 and 89? And again, I like to put dots next to them or highlight them or cross them off somehow so that I know that I'm getting all of the numbers. So what am I on? 80 to 89. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And last but not least, between 90 and 99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So now let's make sure that they each got a dot by them. I'm looking carefully on the top row, middle row, bottom row. Yep, I got them all. So there must be, how many numbers are there? What's 10 plus 4 plus 8 plus 2? That's 10, so there's 20, 24. There are 24 numbers. Let's do a quick look at this. 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's 3 times 8? 24. So yep, there are 24 numbers. So I can organize the data this way. Now with that information, I can create a graph like this. A histogram makes it easy to see data that is grouped in intervals. These are intervals between 60 and 70, 70 and 80, 80, 90, 90, 100. This interval from 60 to 70 includes numbers from 60 to anything before 70, but not 70. So let's look at A. What is the total number of students represented in the histogram? We already determined that was 24, but let's see here. 2 plus 8, that's 10, plus another 10 is 20, plus 4 is 24. B. How many points are there in each interval? So between 60 and 70, 70 and 80, 80 and 90, there are 10. C. How many students scored at least 70 but fewer than 80? So between 70 and 80, I look right there. What is the number? 8. In which interval did most of the students score? So it looks like this was the highest, between 80 and 90. So I would say between 80 and 90. E. In which interval did the fewest students score? So it must be this one, between 60 and 70. F. Which interval represents the mode of the data, the most occurring? Well, that was this one right up here. So between 80 and 90. G. All right, let's look at G. What percent of students scored at least 90 but fewer than, but fewer than 100? So that looks like there's 4. 4 of 24. Now I need to find that as a percentage. So I can reduce that down. 4 goes into both of them. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 24 6 times. Now we need to see what percent that is of 100. What did I multiply to get 100? Well, you could divide 100 by 6, and it goes in there one time. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract 4, bring down the 0. 6 goes into 40 6 times, 36. Subtract 0.6. So it's 16.6. The percent is 16.6%. Let's go on to H. What fraction of students scored at least 60 but fewer than 70? So that's going to be 2. So 2 of 24. And if I reduce that down, it's going to be 1/12. So 1/12. And this one is going to be 16.6 or 17. You could round it to 70%. How many students scored in the 70s to 80 point interval? How many students? So between 70 and 80, looks like 8.
I'm away.
All right, now I want you to look at this one and answer A, B, C, D, E. I will go over the answers after, so you're going to pause. Sarah did a survey to find out how many minutes her friends talk on the phone each month. Then she showed the results in a histogram. So this actually had to have been many years ago because I don't feel like kids talk on the phones. They just text. But anyways, go ahead and finish A through E. Answers will be up in a second. All right. A. How many friends did she survey? If you would have added 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3, you would have got 24. B. How many minutes are there in each interval? From 0 to 50, there are 50. C. Which interval shows the number of minutes most of her friends talked? It looks like that one, between 150 and 200. D. How many friends talked at least 50 minutes but less than 200? So at least 50 but less than 200. So combine those 3 intervals. 3 plus 4 plus 7, which equals 3 plus 4, 7 plus 7 is 14. What percent of her friends talked at least 200 minutes but less than 300? So 200 but less than 300. So that's going to be 5, 3, 8. 8 out of 24. If I reduce that down, it's 1/3. 1/3, you should automatically know that that's 33.3%. Or you could change it to 100. What did I multiply? 3 goes into 100 how many times? 9, subtract 1, 0, 33. It's gonna keep repeating. So 33.3. Oh, but it asks what percent. Okay, yeah. So 33%. Same thing. Look at this data, answer A, B, C, D, F, pause it, and then I will come back with the answers. All right. The histogram below shows the height of 5th grade students at Red Hill School. So this is the vertical, the number of students. The horizontal line is height in centimeters. Oops, let me redo that. What is the total number of students represented in the histogram? So it looks like we have 2 students, 8 students, 14, 9, and 3. A total of 36. What is the height in centimeters represented in each interval? Between 140, 145. Looks like that would be 5 centimeters. How many students are at least 145 centimeters tall but shorter than 150? If you go up there, it's 8. Which interval represents the mode height most occurring? It looks like it's that one. And that is the interval 150 to 155. E, what percent of the students are at least 155 centimeters tall but shorter than 160? So that is a 9. 9/36. If I reduce that down, it'd be 1/4. 1/4 is 25%. All right, and finally, what fraction of the students are at least 155 centimeters tall, but shorter than 165? There are 9 plus 3, which equals 12. 12/36. If I reduce that down, 12 goes into 12 one time, 12 goes into 36 3 times, 1/3. That is the fraction. Your homework is exercise 2. And if you are at home or distant, you can submit it.